Question everything, even me. Hi there, I'm Julie Brooks, and I'm here to be your intuitive guide today. Now, I actually titled this video, "Are you sure about that?" And the reason that I asked that question is they say that one of the most dangerous things that a person can be is overly sure of themselves. Now, confidence has its place, don't get me wrong. However, you may have noticed this in your own life, whether it's you personally or maybe somebody you love or maybe somebody you don't love so much, that is like so stuck on their belief. They learned this and that is all there is to it. Now, I'm not saying that you are not right. I'm saying question everything. So, science progresses, life progresses, we mature, we have different information, and it really is wise if you stop and go, oh, I'm still doing that same thing that I believed way back when, and I'm not really sure if I should be, but now it's a habit or it's a behavior, whatever it is for you. Maybe it's time to question that. So one of the things that comes up with this topic, of course, is the way that we take care of ourselves. Now, I have loved health and fitness for a very, very long time. And I have been involved in health and fitness for a very, very long time. But I have done very different things along the way. And sometimes I've learned, a little bit after the fact, that maybe something wasn't that good for me. Or possibly I just held on to it for far too long. You might be in that same position, and I would love to support you with that. I'm going to give you a couple of examples in my own life. And if you have anything to say, if you have any questions or concerns, or even just like, yeah, me too, please put it in the comments. I'm thrilled to have interactive conversations with people. All right. So when I kind of started my health and wellness journey, it was because I was starting to gain weight. I had left high school and I wasn't, doing as much physically as I had been when I was in high school. And it's like, starting to gain weight here. Not liking that. And at the time I was living on junk food and all the other things that you do when you're just, leaving school. And I thought, well, I don't want to change that. That doesn't sound like fun. So I'm going to start exercising. And I started running and I joined a gym and, all these different things. And it helped. It made a difference. For sure, it made a difference. But fast forward a couple of years, it's like, I don't feel that great though. Maybe I'll start taking care of my nutrition side of things. So I'm not going to tell you the whole long, boring story. But as I said, it started out thinking, I just don't want to gain weight. It wasn't a health thing. It was a vanity thing, which is fine. If you're still in that vanity thing, we can talk about that too. That's not a problem, and I can help. All right, fast forward quite a few years, and it had turned to, without question, health, and still a little bit of vanity. I'm going to be completely transparent with you. Part of what drives me to get up every single morning at 4 a.m. and get my butt into the gym is because I want to keep looking decent. Not for my age, for being a human being. So 100% that has something to do with it. But now it's got to be about health. So when it becomes about health, you have to look at a whole host of different things. Now, a lot of women like to act like we own the hormonal challenges. And the fact is that men and women at multiple different areas of their life have hormonal challenges. Children have hormonal challenges. And teenagers have hormonal challenges. And so do people in every decade of their life. Now, menopause tends to hit women harder than menopause does, but make no mistake, men have to deal with that as well. So I'll get back to the topic at hand, the little story I'm telling. I used to, when I was in my 20s, I was like, I'm a grazer. I'm not going to eat full meals. I'm just going to eat little bits of healthy food here and there and everywhere. And it was okay. It was fine. I'm not saying that it was the best, because fast forward now and we realize, you that are grazers, please listen to me when I say this. When we graze, when we eat all of the time, it makes us more insulin resistant because our body's constantly trying to deal with food instead of eating, digesting, resting, eating again. It takes a few hours to do that process. And if you're not doing that process, then you are making it more difficult on your filter systems and on your body in general. All right, so I'm like, okay, I know better. I'm going to stop doing that. And then I was introduced to intermittent fasting and fasting in general. I'm like, this is great. And absolutely lost some weight, had a little bit of energy. But as I aged, it was like, this is not working anymore. I'm getting this like soft stomach thing going on that I haven't had, and I didn't enjoy that. So took some more courses, did some more research. And that's the thing, guys. You don't have to do all this. I've done it already. I can actually help you expedite the process so you don't have to do all of the things that I did because that's my job. All right. So then I did a little bit more research and I realized the effects of not feeding our bodies as menopausal women and perimenopausal women. If we don't do that for our bodies first thing in the morning when we wake up, when cortisol is spiking through the roof, cortisol is what gets you out of bed. So yes, even if you have even levels of cortisol, or the doctor says, oh, your cortisol levels are fine. That may be true, but that still does not take away the fact that it does spike in the morning, and that if you don't do something about that, if you wait till noon, you get up like 4 o'clock like I do, and then you don't eat till noon, that's a lot for your body to handle, and you start gaining that menopausal belly, that weight around your middle, because you're keeping cortisol flowing through your body. Anyway, the whole point of this conversation is that you need to question things. And we are in this society in North America, we are kind of raised that we have a hierarchy of intelligence and a hierarchy of intelligence. I'll leave it there. So for example, your teacher, smarter than you, because they're teaching you something. Now when you're a teenager, nobody's smarter than you. You don't think anybody's smarter than you. In fact, they are. But I'm talking about as an adult, you just assume that because somebody is a teacher of something, that they know better than you. That's not necessarily the case. Because they're a doctor, they know better than you. Definitely not the case. Think about this. Doctors are very, very specialized. Whether they're a GP, then they're specialized in that, which sounds weird, but it's true. Whether they're a surgeon, whether they're whatever it is that they are, podiatrists, on and on and on, they're specialized in that specific area. So when you go there and you tell them that your life's problems, they can only see it through the lens of what they know and their education, and that's how they're going to answer you. And sadly, most of them will not say, I don't have a clue. Go talk to somebody who's probably studied that. They think they should answer because that is the way that they're trained, is that they have an answer for everything. But it's not true. It's not true. So when you are wandering through your life today, I want you to think really long and hard about where you might need to ask more questions, where you might need to filter through things that you've believed in the past that are just, where are you beating your head against the wall and still trying to do the same thing you've been doing forever? That's all I'm asking. I'm here to help. It's Julie Brooks. Please reach out through this video, wherever you find this. I'm happy to have a conversation. I offer free consultations. If you have had an appointment with me and you would like to give your 2 cents underneath here, I would love that too. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time today. I was going to do a card. I think that's enough. I think you've heard enough of me. I'll do a card tomorrow. Bye for now.